How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because this is going to be an episode all about building that positive mindset, what that looks like, and how you actually apply it in your life no matter what is going on in your world. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you're going to pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So before we get started, if you enjoyed this episode or you take something away from it, if you're on Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. That might help somebody that's looking for something. Give this episode a shot because of your comment. So I appreciate everybody that has left those comments below. And then of course, if you want to help spread this podcast, my goal is to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world. And the best way to do it, in fact, the most powerful way to do it, is with you sharing it with people that you believe this will be impactful for. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's dive into today's message. So how do you build a positive mindset? I've approached this topic multiple times, and that's because the perspective on how you do it has different levels. There's different ways at viewing stuff. But I want you to think about something. There are things, like you call them their default energy or your default thought process or your default actions that we have. Like when something happens, we are going to default to a certain reaction. Now, of course, we can choose to do something different, but we have our homeostasis, as you could call it, like how we react when things happen. Now, just imagine if you could change that. If there's something in your life that when it happens, you could change it. I'm going to talk specifically about failure in this sense, or heartache or pain, not getting what it is that you desire. When that happens, what do you do? Do you look at the reason why it didn't happen? Do you look at everyone else that's been successful at it and wonder why you weren't? Like, where does your mind go? Now imagine this. Imagine if there's this magic potion that you could drink. And when you drank this, if you drank it every single day, like you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that you drink, whatever you spoke into that drink would become your reality. So if you said into it, with this drink, I can do anything. No matter what, if there's a failure, I still see the upside for me and I'm able to move forward always in love and light. And then you take that drink. And then for the next 24 hours, no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles you face, no matter what failures come your way, stress, whatever it is, you default to finding the opportunity, to finding the silver lining, to finding the good, the high energy that can still help you raise, help you elevate, help you grow. And for the next 24 hours, that happened consistently. Now, after 24 hours, it wears off and you would go back to your default. Would you take that drink every day? Would it be worth it to speak into that drink what it is that you desire to be? If so, you have to understand that this is an actual reality. You can choose to be anything that you want. You may not feel as you desire to be at first, but you can still be as you desire to be. You see, if you want to be somebody that's a positive mindset, a person that sees the good in the world, that's able to find the love in all situations, that means no matter what is going on, you keep the positive energy within you. You're able to receive it at all times. If you want to be that, it's a choice. Yes, some people are born more aligned with that energy, and some people are born more aligned to negative energy. I understand that. And we all find ourselves somewhere in that spectrum at different points in our lives even. But you still get to choose who you want to be. And if you can choose it when you don't feel it, then you truly will become it, no matter what. So you have this choice, and you have to ask yourself, why have you been choosing something different? Why, up until this point, have you not decided to be the higher version of yourself, decided not to be somebody that looks at the good? Maybe you didn't realize that you had that power. Well, from this moment on, you know it's a choice. If you're still listening right now, there's no other way to explain it than for you to just understand that who you decide to be is a decision. Who you are is a decision. What you see in the world is still a choice. You can decide every single morning. You can speak it into existence. You can speak it into your mind. You can speak it into your water. You can do prayer. All of those things, who you want to be. And then for the rest of the day, just make decisions in alignment with that. If you say that today I bring my positive mindset, today I'm going to see the good in the world, today I'm going to receive love and light no matter what is going on externally, then make that your purpose. Go to your job, go through work, all of the things that you would regularly do, but when something happens, no matter what it is, purposefully look for what it is that you desire in that. The better you get at finding the good, the better you'll get at receiving the good. And that's true for anything. The better you get at seeing the negative, the better you'll get at receiving the negative. When something happens, what's your default perception? What do you notice most in life? Are you somebody that can go through a day and no matter what, still remember the bad things that happened, the hurtful things, how things didn't work out for you? If that's your reality, you're not a bad person. It's just your focus point is on the wrong things. What we focus on expands. Negative things aren't happening to you more. Now, that said, you may be in a difficult situation. You may be having a hard home life. You may be going through pain, trauma. I'm not diminishing any of that, what you're going through. But I promise you, the world does not hate you. The universe does not hate you. God does not hate you. You are a powerful being that doesn't recognize their power. Now, of course, if you're in a dangerous situation, we got to get you out of there. You got to get yourself into somewhere safe, somewhere that you can learn to heal, that you can grow. So I understand that there's obviously extremes to everything. But if your situation isn't life-threatening and your physical safety is okay, then you really have to start looking at yourself. What are you noticing most? You see, even if there are 10 things that happen to you, 8 of them are bad, 2 of them are good, your practice, your opportunity is to learn to expand the 2 that are good. It's not to diminish the 8 things that are bad that have happened to you. It's to use your power. See, what you focus on expands. So even if 8 of the 10 things were bad, but you're able to focus on the 2, that doesn't mean you ignore the 8, but you focus on the 2, you practice gratitude with the 2, that's what you talk about with other people is the 2, that's what you start looking into the world for is the 2 positive things, you will find more positive things. You will find more positive frequencies and vibrations for you to attract yourself to. Positive energy is not going to be attracted to negative energy. So if 8 out of 10 things are what happened to you, and 8 of them are bad, and you focus on those, even though that's fair, even though that makes sense, even though most people would agree with you, if you focus on those, then you become an attraction to more negative energy. You see, in this example, I'm being extreme, right? I'm saying 8 bad, 2 good. Most people would understand why you're noticing the bad in your life, because that could compound. You do that 10 days in a row of 8 bad things, 2 good things, it gets difficult to focus on the good because you feel like you're getting overwhelmed by the negative. But unfortunately, the laws of the universe are what they are. It's good and bad. It's good because you can use it. It's bad because you can't stop it. Meaning it's going to be what it's going to be. So what you want to focus on will expand. So you have to have purpose in your perception of the world. But you see, what most of us do that are struggling with negativity, what most people do that have a negative mindset, again, this is not evil people. You're not bad for feeling this way. It's just you need to adjust your perception so that you can receive different things. But what happens is the inverse. 8 good things happen and 2 bad things happen, and that person somehow manages to only talk about the negative, to only think about the 2 things that happen to them and ignore the 8 good things. Because that's all they see. They can't help it. They see how things affect them because they're so stuck in their ego. In fact, this is one of the most painful parts of depression. Depression hurts you in so many ways, but one of the biggest ways because it turns you into someone that's self-focused. A selfish energy resonates within depression. That doesn't mean you're a bad person for having depression. You don't want that. You don't want to have those things. You want to be positive. I know that. You want to feel good. You want to heal. You want to be in joy. But you see, when you're having depression, you're focused on self because of the hurt. And when you're focused on self, then you start noticing all the things that are wrong and you expand them because you're a powerful being. So whatever it is that you want to change, it starts with your perception. It starts with your intention on what it is that you want to perceive in the first place. So I don't have a magic drink that you could drink every morning that you could speak into, but I do have the formula. You see, the words that you say, the thoughts that you think are frequency. So what frequency do you want within you? Remember, your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you have 10 things that happen, focus on the good. That's where you put your energy in. It doesn't mean you ignore the negative. You have to handle it in life, but you expand, you spend your time, your communication, your focus on the good. The same goes with your mind. How many positive thoughts are you putting in your mind? How much positive energy are you running through that filter within you? Because subconsciously, if you've been going through hard times, it's going to be negative energy. You're going to see the bad. You're going to see the hurt. You're going to see the pain. And you're constantly going to be reminding yourself of why you deserve to receive that. That's what happens. But today can be different. You can create who you want to be. You are that powerful. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not. You are a creator, an observer. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a purpose to find love. But you see, we can't just find love. We have to be creators of love so that we truly understand it. So all the bad, all the hurt, all the pain, all of those things that have happened in your life are now opportunities for you to grow. Because this life, the material, all of this stuff, you don't take any of it with you. It's honestly meaningless. Yes, you can enjoy it. Yes, it can provide value. Yes, it can be fun. Yes, you can do great things with it. And of course, I want you to expand in the material. I want you to have plenty of wealth so you can do all the good things. But most importantly, the main thing I care about is I want you to be healed within. I want you to feel the joy and love that's available to you, that's here. And most importantly, not only do I want you to feel it, I want you to understand your value in it and how you're actually a force for good. That you're meaningful, that you provide value, and that everything that's happened for you is because you are that powerful. All your past, the failures, the hurts, the pains, the trauma, all of it is for you because of who you can become. It's that simple. It's not easy. It's not fair, but it's that simple. You are what you think. You are what you perceive. You are powerful. So use it. Focus on what it is that you want to expand in your life. Be specific on the energy that you desire every single morning. In fact, do it throughout the day. That's why I practice I am statements. That's why I practice positive affirmations. That's why I focus on a version of myself in the future that's healed, that's grown, that's solved these problems. So that way, every point of my existence is focusing on things I want to expand. You should do the same. So let's build ourselves up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this episode and you're ready to take your game to the next level, you want to level up your mindset, you want to be able to achieve what you know is possible, all while healing what's within you, this is what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I help people break down these barriers. I help people build the future version of themselves so that you can receive it. It's absolutely possible. So if you want to work with me or you just want more information, you can reach out to me via Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will reach out to you directly and we can talk about a plan that's right for you. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.